Hi everybody, Flash Rasman here, back again in the Fermi Paradox. Now, where were we? We were at a Dorloff artifact colony event. My cast decided to join me as well. Reduction in soul. Oh, that's right. I wanted to see if I could spawn a second species on Earth, but this lot turned up. Oh well. As the Dorloff colonists learn to survive on Earth, scavengers find many useful things in the dinosaur steel remains. Among the rubble are valuable resources, fuels and raw materials for construction. One man's treasure trashes another man's treasure. Let's let this lot die out quickly. Costs of betting that run for too high to worth is to more traditional methods. Dead end. I want this lot to die. I want to see. As I said last week on the last episode, one of the features is that you can spawn new species. What you get a one-off respawn. So I'll start again. There's a chance if one species dies on a planet, it becomes extinct. There's a chance you can get a second new species event. I want to see if I can make that happen. So I want to kill this off as quick as I can do. And that's really horrible, but I'm the Galactic Gardener. I can do these things. I'm allowed, you know. I'm not sure if that's exactly the spirit of the game. However, they are going to die. Look at that. There's not much left on Earth in terms of resources. A freak accident in the solar system destroys an entire colonial base. Oh dear, that's a shame. I'm devastated. Let's jump up to the top level. Let me know what you think. Let me know if you're going, what are you doing that you can't kill them all? Let me know in the comments what you think. Right, where are we? The Maori once fought the Quasi. Sell the Nomad Root Clan's development event. Knowledge and Ross. I've actually can't remember what was. I'm trying to remember what's been going on. An enigmatic nomad research team discovers a breakthrough in artificial intelligence. Robot creations are imported to select colonies. Okay. I'll try and remind myself. It's been a few days since I recorded the last episode. So, civilization and Pillar nomads are fascinated by research robots and quite receptive civilizations of their creators. Robots are gradually integrated into nomad life, finding a unique place and learn that research robots are planted by a revolutionary cell and immediately deactivate them. Yeah. If anybody's watched my last 2 runs of this, anything involving AI normally ends in like billions of people dying. So I'm a little bit kind of reluctant to engage in this because normally lots of people die. It's normally, if you ever seen the film Terminator, pretty much I think Fermi Paradox has got the Terminator down to an absolute fine art because you do have a Terminator-esque global like massacres on a regular basis. So I'm partly tempted to go, no, yeah, I'm actually going to kill them off because, yeah, in past experience it never ends well. Let's get some more resources and that's always good. Okay. Let's get some more people. My library spaceship grows significantly in size. Resource crisis. Oh, what a shame. I'm devastated. Not surprised. Some idiot Galactic Gardener put dinosaurs in charge. I don't know who that was. Okay. They might not survive the crisis. Complete extinction. Regress results in. Nope. The final days of Dorloff as a faction fight have last remaining planetary resource field. Yep. Sorry. You might be going, why are you doing that? But I want a second species spawn. So I want to see if I can make it happen. Or no, I would have tried to save them, but no. For the good of showing you guys what would happen when a second species spawns, that's why I made that decision. Because it's all your fault. I'm joking. Anyway, I generally want to see what happens if we can spawn a second species. We've reached the solar age. Whether we're going to get a new species this late on, though, when you got this many species late on, whether you're going to get a new one cropping up, I don't know, but it will be good to see. Vex. Wisdom. Yep, I'm always going to go with more resources, because kind of, yeah, science and ethic values don't really, I'm not so bothered about that. I've found in my experience, maybe it's because why I play the game, but resources is always the biggest problem that I have. So any chance you get to boost your resources, it's always a bonus. Paradigm shift in Michael. Okay. As fashion for extreme genetic modification emerges, additional limbs, gills, tentacles, sex organs, and more are all possible. Standards of beauty and definition of what it means to be Dorloth dramatically changes. Okay then. What weird and wonderful sections we're going to get now? Cultural ascent. Living an infinite variety of modifications of the Dorloth, an innate appreciation for diversity and difference. Ew. Gene therapy is only possible in utero, leading to a boom in highly modified babies. Some are traumatised by their strange bodies, but others delight in the possibilities. That's horrible. Got that one. High competition job market sources meant to get modifications for specialised. Hang on. A high competition job market forces meant to get modifications to specialise for specific work. These changes are often torturous to live with. Yeah, that's kind of quite horrible, I say, really, isn't it? So let's go with the top one up here. We've got the points to spend on Mart as well. More of that. New design principles. Yeah, whatever. Let's jump out of this one. I can't remember what these are. These are making no sense in life. Oh, that's right. Oh, that was. That was the quasi send letter signal, and they're sending one back. Okay. Animal species, so life. I've always said before. This doesn't just because you get doesn't mean you're going to get a species event. And I don't think you've got any control over how species events happen. Again, as I say, I had a really good chat with Jorg, the developer behind Fermi Paradox. Well worth going back and have listened to that, see what he says about it. Will we find evidence? Yep, you will do. Solar collision generates some rare elements in the Alpha Centauri space system. Up here. And once dominant animal species and glee seekers extinct. We've got absolutely nothing over here. Nothing at all. Formerly popular species and is exterminated by an aggressive predator on Earth. Development event with the Mari. Tacet is building spaceships. Okay. Advancement settled. Yeah, okay, we don't need to read that. We know what it means. Generation ship. Where are they going? That's another question. Epic project. They're travelling to Gehenna. That's the wrong way. Might as well anyway go on them. Might as well. Get a new species. Get a new life form up and running. Begins his journey from Tacet to Gehenna system. Subnautis dies. Okay. Decorated Maori fleet captain retires. Yeah. Okay. Let's decorate. Yeah. Okay. Right. It's the first time I've had this many points in a game. I've always kind of been sailing close to the. I've forgotten the phrase. Close to the wind. I've always been so close to the wind with points on synthesis on previous games, but I seem to be doing alright at the moment. Solar collision, glass element. Okay, fine. Seismic activity. Yep. Yeah, we're completely kind of void of life over here, really. Okay. Fleet destruction. Okay. Catastrophic navigation error in one of the neurocomputers put one of the ships in a collision course with the others. Okay. Let's hope I've got enough points to save this, because that would be rather annoying. Close call. Yeah, that's kind of like quite catastrophic. although it would be good for resources though. Let's save them, because it would be... Yeah, let's save them. And last second, I wrote my pilot using manual override to prevent the collision. Excellent. We've now got 0 points again. We've gone from like 150 to nothing. Excellent. Oh dear. I said a minute ago about I've never had this many points. Again, was probably listening to me going, we'll change that straight away. It seems to be quite a short journey though. Yeah. Fishy protocols and generation fleet. I want a new species event, but I'm not sure with 3, with 4, because they are essentially they are a separate species now. The Maru planet-based species will evolve at a different rate from the generation fleet. So they're now essentially separate species. And in previous games, I've had like 3 different strands of the same species. I've had a planet-based species. I've had 2 kind of space-based species. So they're essentially a different. They're now, so you class them as a different species now. Okay. Yeah, I just don't see us getting any more new species events. I think we're in late game now, and I'd be surprised if we get any new species events. I don't think there's any way to trigger Great War threats, Ross. Oh god. Is defecting from the dominant faction certainly okay? You founded this settlement centuries ago, fearing loss of precious resources. Okay. If you want me to read them in detail, let me know. Peace. Okay, well, cost no points, so we're going to go with peace. Why the devil not? I'm a peaceful kind of guy, unless you're in my way of promoting new species on planets, then I'm fine. Yeah, let's go with more. Keep an eye on that though. Okay. Let's bump it back up to the top level. Earthquakes open enormous rift below one of the sea regions. That's always a problem. Always a problem. Scarcity. Let's see what we do about it. Again, those messages are the same. Precaution, we can't do that. Okay, we'll go with crisis. Keep it with impulse rifle. Let's just go with crisis. We're not going to go with all out war. Let's see if we can avoid mass death. Okay, infrastructure is crumbling. Okay, fine. It's only a short trip, so hopefully they'll get there in some kind of reasonable order. Okay. Obviously, so we get lots of resources, but lots of science knowledge. This is why they go at a completely different rate, because of events like this, or migration fleets, if you want to call them that, migration fleets always suffer this type of problems. So the knowledge develops at a slower rate, which means that they kind of fall behind their ancestors or their cousins, planetary-based cousins. So that's why as soon as you spawn either a lost mining colony like we've had earlier, or a generation fleet, they become a separate species, simply because of the problems they have en route. Advanced geoengineering technology makes it possible for the Barto to create artificial landmasses in the oceans of Vexus. That seems like a perfect idea, but we're not going to have this to pay for. Civilization pillar, which hopefully will give us let's just give more people. Oh no, we don't want that. We don't want that, because that just more people means more resources. And again, I'm very precious about read, because that's the one thing that hurts. I've been stung before on countless species on all 3. This one and the previous 2 ones I've done is lack of resources is a killer. So I'm constantly looking at that, going, oh no, that looks like a lot, but it don't take much. It does not take much at all for that to be eaten into. Extinct planet. Okay. Yeah. I wish I knew. I wish I knew how to push the game into giving you new species events quicker. But I'm sure I remember when I chatted to Jorg about it, the developer, he said it's a random thing. That's not good. Physics is not suited to travelling at close to light speed. Okay, basically they're all dying. Oh well. We've got enough of them. Mass depopulation. Let's just go down the middle. The all who never went to space start experiencing nervous degeneration. Many of them die. Okay. Only 150 dollars become crew members and fast spaceships. That does result in a slight dip in population. Acceptable loss. That's quite pop out. That is actually. But, yeah, it's like, yeah. You're poor. You don't matter. You die. That's what that essentially says. Oh well. That's quite brutal, isn't it? Really. The Commonwealth are now in the singularity age. See, they've reached what would be the end of the game. Those means capable of recursive self-improvement. These constructs build even more powerful copies of themselves, automatically growing potentially each generation. The path to true artificial intelligence is clear. Okay. They got there quickly, didn't they? Okay. For the final tech. So we're now at close to the game end. Down the middle. That's why I'm thinking we're not going to get new species events, because I don't think you get out this late on in game, which is a shame really, because I'd like to see a new species pop up at the end of right towards the end of the game. They all have to at the light speed age. What age is that? What number is that? So the singularities. So they're only one level behind them. I'm going to go with that one advancement just because extra resources. Okay. Lovely. Signals from space. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, but do the Maro know who they're communicating with? I wonder how that affects it. I wonder how if the Maru knew who they were communicating with, they'd actually do that. I wonder if they'd communicate. They had a war with the Quasis, and would the Quasis realise actually that they were our ancestors? I'm intrigued to know how this is going to pan out. If it pans out at all, it just intrigues me as to how the game's going to handle this, because you would have thought the Maru would remember the brutal wars that the invasion from space the Quasis inflicted on them, as to whether it's going to flow into the later game. Computer algorithms and logistics networks in Sci-fi have evolved to a point where one can order an item digitally and have it delivered to their door in a day or less. That sounds like Amazon, that does. In order for this process to have complex data miners are constantly monitoring each individual. Again, it sounds like Amazon, that. It's like Google, I'm telling you. Prevention, we can't prevent it. Massive consumption. We'll go with regular development. I can't afford to. I don't want to give my access to resources on near planets and moons. I don't want to put the resources under that much pressure. I just want to see if this lot remember the Quasi invaded them. The Quasis invaded them. If as soon as they realise this Quasis is out there, they want revenge. I'm just intrigued as to how the game's going to deal with that. See, I told you it was a short flight. They're out of the Gehenna system. The crew of the Maori generation fleet initially despair upon discovering the desert planet of Tars 83, but they gain new hope when the scans reveal a number of promising oases. These are absolutely perfect locations for establishing economies. With everything the Maori needs to have, however, not everyone is convinced there's enough to go around. Fleet spirit. After scientists' crunch numbers, it's clear the oasis cannot support the entire population. Half the generation fleet decides to continue their journey from the star. Let's do that. Total failure. I want a total failure. Let's go with that one. Let's see the decide to go to, what random direction they go. So we've now got 3 Maru species, if that's the right word to call them. Because the Maru colonists are going to grow, going to develop at a separate rate from Maru proper, and the generation fleet is going to grow separate from the pair of them. So you end up, and I've had that. I think I've had it in both my previous runs. They end up with almost three separate species, all developing at a separate rate. But because the game doesn't, it's one of my big bugs. The game doesn't give you any idea of how the passage of time, how long it's taken this generation fleet to go from. So about the slight cutting there, I had a bit of an interruption next door. Okay, it doesn't give you, as I was saying, it doesn't give you the passage of time. So where for us it's been like about 2-3 minutes of game time, it could be hundreds or thousands of years in actual species time. So it would be nice if you've got an idea of the passage of time for how long it's taken a generation fleet for going to the other. Then it would just make it easy, it would give you a bit more of a context about the passage of time within the game civilizations' lives. Does that make any sense? Okay, regular signal will do. They're just going to send signal back the other way. On Earth, ocean-based life evolves onto land. Is that going to give us a species? Are we going to get a new soul species? Yeah, it's been nothing over here at all. These have been completely dead. I wonder what they're heading off. They're talking the Ross system. Is that where they were? Are they heading home? Task 83. I didn't want to do that. I'm there now anyway. Let's come back out. Vex. Okay. Don't know. Probably not. That depends. I mean, Dorlath Clouds development event. Injustice in Weigel. Clouds develop a method to the Dorlath Cloud develops. The Clouds develops a method to simulate years of imprisonment in the minds of convicts rather than housing them in physical complexes. A lot of letters can be carried out within a few hours while the penalists feel the horror of being locked away for an eternity. That's awful. That's absolutely barbaric. Prevention. Unfortunately, Dorlath had to endure thousands of years in virtual prison, massive public outcry of the inhabitants of Weigel and this yeah, exactly, it's barbaric. It's gonna. Yeah, it's going to probably leave me wide open to some crisis cropping up at a later date, but what's life without a few risks? They know where they're going. Motor conglomerates. Okay. Solar flare changes chemical composition. Okay. Officers takes a charge. Dorlath mourn the death. Generation fleets, signals from mankind, which it suggests there's been a massive pass of time. Just as the crew begin to question the point of the long journey, the radio messages pick up colonial status messages from the Gehenna system, clearly from the same species. Signal has potential to greatly boost the model, but again, it doesn't make sense because that's where they've come from. So they know they're there. They know they're there. Now they're heading back to where they've come from. Ignorance. Yeah, just ignore it. We've got nothing we can do. There's nothing we can do. Ignorance. Because I really don't have the points or anything else, really. Okay. Did my only way home, I reckon. You reach the solar age. Okay. wisdom because I can't do anything else really. Yeah, having no synthesis is a massive problem. Permanent settle on planets and Gehaden system, okay. Okay. Oh, that's not looking good. But development event, power in Vex, okay. That's a new picture. There is new art. I've noticed there's new artwork. I've noticed a few of these artworks a bit different. The militaries of the Vex system start using huge walking machines equipped with massive firepower and piloted by highly trained powder. Okay. Well, I think better stop this. Oh, we can. Prevention. But I love these mecha warriors optimize their weapons and max systems. Okay. What could possibly go wrong? You know? What could possibly go wrong by making that decision? I'm sure everything will be fine. Nothing will go wrong. That won't result in a massive war that will kill millions or billions. Of course it won't. Okay, let's jump out a level. Let's go back down a level. Defeat light speed age. Yep. What does that put us at? What level? 10. We're nearly there. Let's go with wisdom, because that couldn't cost anything and we ain't got a lot of points. And what do points make? Points make prizes. That's what points make. Yep, okay. I wonder where they're headed. Basically they're headed home. They're headed home unless they'll forget they're actually heading home. Unless they're going to skip home and carry on straight on. Okay. Settle peacefully. If any civilization exists and when they go... Again, this doesn't make sense because we know that they've been visited by the Quasi and they've been invaded by the Quasi. It's almost like they've forgotten about it. Basically, this is why you need a passage. This is why I'd like to see a passage of time so you can actually see how long's passed in these species' life. Regular. What I didn't pay any attention to that at all, so we'll go regular. Sometimes when you see the same picture, you just click through it and not reading it, and then you realise you should have read it, and you go, "Oh no, I don't know what's happened." Let's jump out of level. I've not been at Dolph recently. Okay. Foxstar. Yeah, it's one thing. It's just not knowing how to spawn a species. Door of Clouds. They've reached the superluminal age. Breaking all previous theoretic boundaries, Dorloth are able to construct jump gates that alter faster than light travel and radical new understanding of science and engineering upon wealth possibilities, not only FTL travel but also instant interplanetary communication, black hole harvesting. I think this is singularity in age. So I think this is one of the new levels now. So this is one of the new features that the superluminal age that they've now. This is one of the new things. So they've now advanced past the singularity age into a post singularity age. This is one of the new features, so on the superluminal age, which is one of the new features. So we still need three more FTL societies. So we still need 3 to 6 societies to hit the extra level. However, this is a new feature. It goes past now, just level 11. Scarcity on Vex. Okay, what whole decision to make now? Precaution. We'll go with that one. Hopefully that's gonna work. Conservation in Vex. Okay, hopefully that's not gonna kill us all. Oh, okay, that works. We get more resources. I don't know as much as we did do a civilization pillar, but it worked. Okay, let's jump up a level. New plant species grow abundant on the surface of Earth. Generate development event. Maru Injustice. Endless journey of Maru traffic. The crew and individual ships start to take on each other's own identity and culture. Over time, they begin to look at other ships with suspicion. Okay. They're nearly home, aren't they, though? Prevention. Or regular development. Let's go prevention, because what could possibly go wrong with leave myself 7th synth? They'll be home soon anyway, so unless they're going to skip by that. I'll remove from their posts. Nope, that's just not going to happen. In 20.1 thousand years, okay. They have a decent number of resources, haven't they, though? Okay. Let's jump up a level. Resource crisis and Maru off-world. Gehenna. Okay. Crisis. Yep, we're not a resource. It's very easy to use your synth and then realise you really need it. Mitigation and Gehenna. It's falling apart, okay. Now what do we do? What do we do? What can we do? Strong mitigation. So we lose science, but at the same time, you say, well, yeah, okay, I can take that. So we don't progress as quickly. Hence why I've said earlier on that each different offshoot of its parent species develops at a different rate because of these different things. Oh, more resource crisis. There's about to be like 1.5 billion more people lock up. Precaution. Conservation in Tau Ceti. Okay. Regular development, because we can't afford that one. I'm going to jump up a level. Go over here. Nope. I definitely we're not going to get a new species now. I think it's just too late in the game. Way too late in the loop. Okay. Paradigm shift in Ross. New, only existing with planetary net system. Okay. Becomes a task being worshipped like a prophet. Okay, that's not going to end well. That's not going to end well at all. And we can't stop it. Oh, great. Oh well. Oh well. What could possibly go wrong with that then? Answers in the comments. We'll take more resources. Jump up a level. Go over here. Let's keep focusing on these. I want to keep focusing on harvesting synth from these planets I haven't got species yet. Because I do think we're not going to get any more though. I really do. To all of the quadrants. Great Dwarf threatens Rigel. I thought this lot had descended. Fast growing clones, okay. Peace, we'll settle for peace. Okay. Take off-world factions. They've reached the light speed age. Health of wisdom, because we can't do anything else. I'm not going for power. Okay, let's jump up a level, back to the start. Hit a couple of these. A couple of that one. let's hit this. I think that I'm going to put a cut here. Actually, we'll save that one for tomorrow, or not tomorrow, for the next episode. Anyway, thanks very much for watching. Let me know when you've got to late game, because we are in late game. There's no doubt about that. We've got 3 separate Maru, and I tell you something, I've had that in my past 2 runs we've had. You've ended up with one species has had 2 or 3 offshoots, and I've had that past couple of times with past couple of 1-3s. We've ended up with 2 or 3 offshoots from the same species. But anyway, let me know what you think. Let me know how you're finding it. And anyway, as ever, thanks very much for watching, and I shall see you next one. Thanks very much. Bye.